The story in the scars. In a small, cluttered woodworking shop bathed in the golden glow of dusk. Tools hang on the wall, sawdust carpets the floor, and a large, rugged man named Thomas sits at a workbench. His hands, scarred and calloused, carefully carve a piece of wood into the shape of a bird. Thomas wasn't the kind of man who shared his story easily. But if you looked closely, it was written all over him, etched into the lines on his face and the scars on his skin. Can't a young boy, Ethan, enters the workshop, his eyes wide with curiosity. He notices the scars on Thomas's hands and arms. Ethan innocently asks, "Mr. Thomas, how did you get those scars?" Thomas stops carving and looks down at his hands, his expression softening. Thomas, gentle with a smile, replies, "Ah, these? They're stories, lad. Each one has a tale to tell." Thomas gestures for Ethan to sit. The boy hops onto a stool, eager to listen. Thomas, pointing to a faint burn mark on his forearm. "This one? That's from the time I tried to save my mum's homemade stew from spilling. Didn't save the stew, but I learned that sometimes it's the effort that matters most." Ethan giggles as Thomas points to another scar, a jagged line across his palm. "And this one here? That's from fixing my first car. She broke down in the middle of nowhere, but I figured it out. Took hours, but I learned patience that day." Thomas pauses, tracing a long scar on his shoulder, his tone turning serious. "This one. This one's from a time I thought I'd lost everything. Life knocked me down hard, but it taught me that even when you're broken, you can rebuild." Ethan looks at Thomas, his small hands fidgeting with a piece of wood. "Ethan," softly he questions, "so, scars aren't bad?" Thomas, smiling, "Not at all, lad. Scars mean you've lived. They mean you've faced life and come out the other side. Every scar is proof that you're stronger than what tried to hurt you." Thomas hands Ethan the carved bird, now complete, its wings spread as if ready to take flight. "Here, a little reminder that no matter what, you can always keep flying." As Ethan leaves clutching the wooden bird, Thomas leans back in his chair, his scarred hands resting on the workbench. He looks up at the stars visible through the window, a quiet strength in his eyes. Thomas had learned that scars weren't something to hide. They were badges of survival, of resilience, and of life lived fully. And now, a young boy would carry that lesson forward, unashamed of the marks life might leave behind.